Alright, so hopefully you've had enough time to work on these practice problems. And if you have any questions, just please message me on the end grade and you can, and I'll be looking at that. Okay, so number 1, Lynn was looking at the equation 2x minus 32 plus 4, parentheses 3x minus 2,462 equals 4x. And now she said, I can tell right away that there's no solution because on the left side you will have 2x plus 12x and a bunch of constants, but you will have just 4x on the right side. Do you agree with Lynn? Now explain your reasoning. Now, we're looking at this and we can say there's a lot of stuff on this left side, but we only have 14x on this side. So she is correct because if we simplify this, we can have 2x minus 32 plus 12x minus 2,462 equals 14x. Okay? So, if I simplify this, it would be 14x minus, I forgot to multiply this by 4. Okay, you gotta always remember that. Okay? So, we know that there's going to be a lot of different stuff, so that's 4 times 32 minus 9,848 equals 14x. And so then that's going to be plus. Okay, so that is going to even prove it even more. So Lynn is correct. Does not equal 0. Okay. All right, let's look at number 2. Han was looking at the equation 6x minus 4 plus 2, parentheses, 5x plus 2 equals 16. He says, I can tell right away there's no solution because on the left side, you will have 6x plus 10x and a bunch of constants, but you will have 6x on the right side. So my thing on just to kind of looking through this, you want to make sure you solve this. So 6x minus 4 plus 2 times 5 is going to be 10x plus 4 equals 16x. Now, we want to combine like terms. So I do agree with Han in saying that we can combine 6x and 10x. And that's going to give me 16x. But we also have minus 4 plus 4. Now, that's going to give me 0. And so, I'm going to be left with 16x equals 16x. So, Han is incorrect. Because the constants will cancel. And 16x does equal 16x. So, the answer will be all solutions. Okay. All right, so now we're going to decide whether each equation is true for all, 1 or no values. Okay, so this is going to be where we're going to, you can either write true or you can write this out, but you want to make sure you're solving this. So, if I look at 6x minus 4, negative 4 plus 6x, that's going to show us that our x's are the same, which means is negative 4 equal negative 4. That is true, so that is all solutions. Okay, now we're going to look at B. So, my x's are the same, and negative 6 and 3. So our 4x's will cancel on both sides, and we will be left with negative 6x equals 3. That is not true. so no values. I'm going to put no solution there so that we can kind of get in the habit. Okay, now I'm going to look on both sides of this equal sign, and they are going to be different. Okay, we do have the same 4s, but our variables and our coefficients are different. So I'm going to add this negative, or add 3 to both sides to kind of get rid of that negative a little bit. And then we're going to have x plus 4 equals 4. And I'm going to have to subtract 4 from both sides, and that's going to give me 0. And that's going to give me 1 solution. Okay. Now we're going to do a little bit more solving here, and you're going to show your reasoning. So you want to do distribute a little bit. This is technically one-step equations a little bit today, or two-step. Add 15 to both sides. X equals 7. Okay. 4b, we're going to distribute the 2. And then I'm going to be left with 4/3 equals 0. Then I'm going to add 4/3 to both sides. And now I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So this is going to be kind of like 4/3 divided by 2, which is the same thing as 4/3 times 1/2. So that's going to give me 4/6, which is going to simplify to 2/3. And then last but not least, we have C. And I'm going to add x to both sides. So this is going to be 5x minus 5 equals 2. And now this is a minus 5, so I'm going to add its opposite. So that's going to be plus 5. And so 2 plus 5 is going to give me 7. And x is going to equal 7/5. All right, so you have 2 types of word problems here. A cell phone plan costs plan A $50 per a month and comes free $500 phone. That's awesome. And then we're going to have plan B, which costs $50 per month but does not come with a phone. So you have to buy a $500 phone and choose plan B. So that could be a little bit different. So what you're going to do is plan A is going to be on the left side. And plan B is going to be on the right side. So if we have $50 per month, or $70 per month, it's going to be 70M. $70 per month. And then for plan B, it's going to be $50 a month plus the $500 phone. So for them to be able to be at the same amount of months, we have to find what's equal to each other. So that's why we have to set them equal to each other. So I'm going to move all my m's to the one side. So we're going to have to subtract 50 from both sides. And we're left with 20m equals 500. And then I have to divide both sides by 20. And then that's going to give me 25. So in 25 months, they will be at the same rate. They'll have the same amount of money paid at that month. Okay, so it might not be the best to go with the lower payment plan because you have to pay out that $500. Okay, because it won't be until 25 months where it's the exact same. And then which story matches the equation -6 plus 3x equals 2 plus 4x? So this is kind of starting with a little bit of going into systems, which I'm sorry about that. We weren't getting to that, but it's okay. So it's going to be letter A. And because it's letter A, we're going to be looking at the temperatures changing at the constant rate x per an hour throughout the night at a location. And the temperature at the first station 3 hours after the recording. Okay, so is the same temperature at the second station for 4 hours after the recording. Okay, so that's kind of looking at the per an hour. And we're also looking at that we started at -6 degrees and we started at 2 degrees. So -6 degrees is at the one temperature station and 1 is at this second station. Okay, so that's why that would be A. And then because it's not B, we're looking at Elena and Kieran, and they are looking at cards here. So they are getting points. So at one point in the game, Kieran earns 6 points and Elena earns 2 points. And then Elena collects 3 pairs and it's 4 pairs. But they have the same amount of points. It's not talking about per a month. It's not talking about per an hour. It's just talking about points. It's not talking about 2 balanced situations. So that's why it's letter A. Okay, so now you have completed all of lesson 8. So now what I would like you to do is you are going to go up again and you are going to go to grab the maze. And what I'm going to have you do is you're going to look at level 2 and 3. Now, so I want you to pause this video for a second, get up, grab the maze, and then a blank sheet of paper right beside it as well. Now I'm going to switch screens. So, in this activity, you are going to be solving, okay? More solving and more practicing. So, actually, before you do this, I'm sorry. I just remembered. I have a cool down for you to work on. So, if you could go to end grade, and you're going to go complete your cool down, and then you are going to come back to this. I'm sorry. Okay, so take a pause this video, go to the cool down, and then you're going to come back and you're going to work on the maze with your separate sheet of paper. So you can pause the video. Alright, so after you have completed, hopefully you've completed your cool down, and now you're going to be working on the maze. Now, one thing that I want you to do is on this separate sheet of paper, your name needs to be on the top. Okay, so your name needs to be on this paper because this paper is going to be turned in with the maze. So, my name, Miss Jones. Your paper has to be like this, okay, because you need to make sure you are showing all your work and your steps. So, I am going to start on level 2. So, you should have level 2. It's on the upper left-hand corner. Now, I'm going to put a number 1 here. You need to have a number 1. This needs to go in numerical order. And what you're going to do is you are going to write the equation out. It has a start. Okay? So, I'm going to write out the equation. Okay? And then I'm going to show my steps. So, my first step is I'm going to divide everything by 3x or 3 in the numerator in the numerator. Okay. So, if you notice, I'm writing out all my steps. Okay, x, and then this is going to be 7 equals 18. Right? That's not right. Something's not right. Okay, you're going to solve these. And so when you solve this, you're going to show all your steps. And then after the next one, then you're going to do the same thing. So if I say that my answer is 7, then I'm going to write the next problem. 5x minus 3 equals 3x plus 5. Okay, so I should be seeing equations throughout. Okay, I should not be seeing different equations all over the paper. Like, I should not see 3 here or 4 here. It needs to be in numerical order, like 1 and 2. Okay, so you want to make sure that you are following these directions. You need to do both sides of this paper. Okay, so you're going to do level 2, and then you're also going to do level 3. Okay, I'm not showing you the rest. You will be solving all of these problems. Okay, now, After you complete this, then come back to this video. So pause it, and then I will tell you what I need you to do next. So if you have finished the maze for Wednesday, then you need to go and grab a study guide from the back table as well, and that is a stapled packet, and that is going to be due on Tuesday. Now, if you are getting this on Wednesday, do not take this home and work on this over the next couple days. You will have time to work on this in class. Okay, so you should have plenty of work to do. So if you are a fast finisher, please do not take this home, the study guide, and work on it. Okay, you'll have time tomorrow in class as well. Okay, so please make sure that you have completed your lesson 8 notes, the practice problems, the cool down, and the maze. Okay, that is what you should have been working on today. Okay, if you have any questions for today's video, please let me know, and I will be checking my emails, be checking NGrade as much as I can. Okay, have a great rest of your day, guys, and I will see you soon, and I will talk to you soon.